Action.
What's the oldest person you've ever done it with?
82.
82?
Yeah.
82?
Nancy.
Okay, I'm feeling a bit better now.
Write this down. Emma Thompson will be nominated for an Academy Award for her performance in Good Luck to You, Leo Grand. That's how good she is. But I'll get back to that. First, I want to unpack a brief history of sex work in movies, because Emma Thompson's latest film is an interesting example to discuss. Now, you could make the case that few films got sex work more wrong than the most famous of them all, Pretty Woman.
I can find you an apartment and get you a car.
I want more. I want the fairy tale.
I think you are a very special woman.
For starters, it peddles the classic Hollywood trope of the hooker with a heart of gold and mostly glosses over the reality of prostitution. But hey, it's not all bad. Julia Roberts is legit iconic, and it gave us this line.
Well, color me happy. There's a sofa in here for two.
Ironically, her Pretty Woman co-star Richard Gere was more believable as a prostitute when he had a crack at the gig back in American Gigolo.
Hello, Judy. You're a very sexy lady.
But even that film fell into the Hollywood habit of linking sex work with other criminal activity.
You've been identified, Julian.
I am in deep trouble.
I think you're guilty of sin.
And that's the thing about sex work, sometimes it's just that, work. And like your job, it's probably mostly boring and unremarkable for the people who do it.
You must promise me that there's not going to be any drama.
I promise.
Look at me in my eyes and promise.
I promise no drama, Alexandra.
If you want a more realistic depiction of the sex industry, check out Sean Baker's Tangerine. The whole thing was shot on an iPhone, and it's about as real as it gets.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Oh, boy.
Help me, officer! You didn't have to Chris Brown the bitch.
So where does Good Luck to You, Leo Grand sit? Well, somewhere in the middle. The film maintains an extremely narrow scope, mostly confined to a single hotel room as it chronicles multiple meetings between Emma Thompson's character, a 55-year-old widow and retired teacher named Nancy, and a much, much younger male prostitute named Leo.
You will only be the second man I have ever had sex with.
As if the age difference between the two isn't enough to generate some awkward moments, this is by far the most sexually adventurous thing Nancy has ever done in her prim and proper life, and the only encounter she's had since the death of her husband. But as she gets talking to Leo, who is played with a laid-back Irish charm by Peaky Blinders star Daryl McCormack, the pair begin to connect on a deeper level.
I see my friends shrivelling up over the years. Sorry.
Nancy, everyone needs something different. I don't judge my clients unless they're total arseholes.
Emboldened by the relative anonymity of confiding secrets to a stranger, Nancy opens up about the disdain she feels for her children, while Leo reveals details about his own mother. However, as Leo frequently reminds his client, these sessions are all about her, and awakening a long-dormant sensuality Nancy had all but given up on. Now, it'll come as exactly zero surprise that Emma Thompson is ideally suited to this role. Her ability to display a fierce intellect and quiet pride while simultaneously being funny and showing us vulnerability and deep-seated insecurity fully realises who this character is supposed to be.
There are nuns out there with more sexual experience than me. It's embarrassing. Do you want me to brush my teeth? Oh, God. This is crazy.
Nancy?
It's terrible. It's wrong.
Nancy,
Yes?
come have a dance with me.
Aussie director Sophie Hyde, who's building quite an impressive resume, wisely gets out of the way and lets us focus on Thompson's performance, which in itself is a significant skill for any filmmaker.
So I've made a list of things that I'd like to get through. Number one, I perform oral sex on you. Number two, you perform oral sex on me. Number three, we do a 69, if that's what it's still called. Four, me on top. Five, doggy style.
That all sounds very achievable.
Have I booked enough time?
You want to do it all today?
Yes. No.
And as the other half of this two-hander, McCormack is engaging, but his character is less believable because it panders to this naively romanticised notion of sex work.
I've always been ashamed of my body.
Your body's beautiful. I wish you could see that.
Maybe there really are young philosopher self-help guru gigolos out there, but I'm guessing there ain't many. But this film is really about Thompson's vanity-free performance, which includes full nudity and showcases all the things that have made her a British cinema icon.
Oh, God. Well, what am I going to say? Hello, sorry, I can't talk now because I've booked this man for the night and I'm trying to perform oral sex on him.
I just don't have to say that.
And what it says about sexuality and life after 50, as seen from the female perspective, is so rarely depicted in movies that this offers as much education as entertainment. Good luck to you, Leo Grand gets 3.5 stars.